enslaving our children to a servitude that I don't believe they'll be able to peacefully conquer. This is John Adams. John Adams leads off our lesson today because he's going to teach us some things that we need to reconnect with. The origin of liberty. Our liberty was not invented with the signing of the Declaration of Independence in 1776. As a matter of fact, our Constitution was not written in 1787. There is absolutely nothing new, nothing novel, nothing invented or original in our Declaration of Independence, our Constitution, or our Bill of Rights. Every single bit was inherited from their fathers, from this understanding of what liberty really is. So let's look at this origin of American liberty. He says liberty must at all hazards be supported. Let's notice that he said liberty must at all hazards be supported. He did not say your job. He didn't say your home, your prosperity, your health care, or your national security. Above everything else is liberty. Because if you do not have liberty, you have nothing. You're a slave. Samuel Adams wrote in 1772, among the natural rights of the colonists are these: first, life; secondly, liberty; third, property; together, number 4, with the right to protect and defend them in the best means possible. See, these are your rights. And what John Adams is trying to explain to us is these rights don't come from documents. These rights don't come from government. They come from God. Because if they come from documents, when the documents change, so your rights do as well, right? If they come from government, if your rights come from government, then government can take them away, can they not? Your rights, in order to be inalienable, they must come from God. How does that work? How many of you heard of a principle called natural law? How many of you have read, because our framers in understanding natural law studied the treatise of John Locke. How many of you have read the complete treatise of John Locke? See, we look around the room, right? Just a handful of nerds who have plowed through the complete treatise of John Locke. If I had asked that question in 1765, how many people in this audience have read the complete treatise of John Locke? People would have been looking around the room the same way we did, but with a different result. See, they've been looking around for the ones who had not read Locke. Because Locke, Montesquieu, Algernon, Hobbes were all standard reading for the average colonists. Those Federalist papers, those anti-Federalist papers that we have so much trouble understanding today were written so that the common man on the street could read and understand them. We talk about interpreting them. We talk about interpreting the Constitution, not because they're written in Mandarin Chinese. We don't lack the knowledge of the language to read these documents. We lack the knowledge, period. So now we're raised up in ignorance, believing that our judges and our lawyers who, go to law school. Well, how many of you realize we don't teach the Constitution in law school? We teach constitutional law, which is completely different. Constitutional law teaches our lawyers and future judges that they know more about the Constitution than the men who wrote it. After all, they're all dead and, they lived a long time ago, so their opinions are irrelevant, and we have to pull together our superior intellect to tell them what they meant when they wrote the document, because after all, they were too stupid to know for themselves. Why? Because we don't teach the Constitution the way it's supposed to be taught anymore. We have generations of people running around thinking that the Constitution is a living, breathing document. What that translates to mean is it's not a document of foundational principles. It's a document that means whatever we want it to mean based on our current environment. But you got to set away 1,000 years of history in order to come to that conclusion. John Locke in Natural Law teaches that we are created in the image of God. And because we are created in the image of God, we've inherited certain things from God. One thing that we've inherited from God is freedom. God is the most free being in the universe, right? Raise your hand if it's your job to wake up every day and tell God how to run things. Now look, I saw you look at your wife. Just because we tell you what to do doesn't mean we got a direct line telling God what to do, okay? So not even us. We don't even do that. But we've inherited that freedom to do whatever we choose. We